there is, still a lingering question about whether or not Jayden Daniels wants to go to the Commanders.
Yes.
Sparked by the top golf cluster fudge that they did last week. And I don't care what their reasoning for it was, what kind of sociological experiment they decided to unleash on these guys. The guy who's the presumptive number 2 overall pick, by all appearances, not a big fan of showing up for his visit with the Commanders and finding out there's 3 other top quarterbacks there too. I mean, we'd like to see how he reacts to that. I saw somebody say that, and I haven't seen this confirmed with any clarity, but Adam Peters, the GM, and maybe the head coach Dan Quinn actually went to pick up Jayden Daniels at the airport and told him that there's going to be others, I guess, just to see how he reacts. I don't like this messing with we're messing with these guys to see how they react. There's got to be a better way to get a window into a guy's character than messing with them, than pressing their buttons. And we know they do that in these questions, and we don't hear as many crazy stories about outlandish questions being asked just to see how these guys react. How do they react under pressure? How do they react when they're disappointed or whatever the case may be? But I think the whole thing, and I know Commanders fans get pissed off when I say it, but I don't care. This isn't a knock on the Commanders. This is a knock on anyone that would do this. You have the number 2 overall pick. It's your most important draft pick in years. It's a quarterback who's going to be the face of your franchise, and you're screwing around with these stupid games that no one else has played, and you expect it all to work out just fine. My opinion is it's stupid, and it's not directed at the Commanders. It's whoever would have done it.
Right.
I would say it's stupid.
Yes, right. No, listen. The whole league thinks it's stupid. There's no defense for this anymore. I don't care. Who cares what Joey from Twitter says? It is stupid. It's your first chance to make an impression on the guy that's going to run your organization. It's your first chance to get him in the building and, show him, hey, this is your spot. This is awesome. It's all on the up and up. What they did is it's Harry high school BS, right? What's that going to glean? And why don't you really know about the guy already anyways? You've had forever here, right? You should already know the answers to these questions. How he handles adversity, whatever. This isn't even adversity. This is bullcrap. This is like a personal shot. So that's where I don't understand where they think they're going to glean something that's different about this. Wait, the guy that was supposed to go there and is clearly the number 2 quarterback in the draft, and everybody agrees that, and Washington should be so lucky to have you. Oh, hey, welcome here. Hey, we brought a few others in too because we like them too. We want to see them too. What is that BS? Where does that go down? That's ridiculous. And like you said, it should be more of an intimate. This is the guy getting the keys to your organization. It makes no sense. It's like it was like a. I don't know what they were trying to figure out here. It's like some high school coaches got in a locker room and they're like, let's get them all together and see how they compete. Right? Let's get, and it's like, no, this is the NFL, and it's a little deeper than that, and they're not competing against each other, and they really have nothing to do with each other, and they're not going to be working with each other when you draft one of them. So what is the point? I don't get it. They've messed up badly. They're put themselves in a bad spot. Right, Mike? Here's the big thing, right? I'm sorry I'm rambling, but I wanted to get to this point, and I got animated. Jayden Daniels was having cold feet about the Washington Commanders before all this. That's the one thing I've learned over the last week, that he has had cold feet about Washington and been giving them soft signals of I don't know how much I really want to go there. I want to go with the Raiders and Antonio Pierce. He's been vocal about that, and he's been trying to give Washington the cold shoulder. And now Washington did something where he's got legitimate reason to go, wait, are you serious? That's dysfunctional and weird what you did to me on our first chance to meet each other and grow a great relationship. And I'm sure he and his camp are pissed off about it. Sorry, London.
Yeah. I've been hearing the same things about Antonio Pierce and Jayden Daniels. Antonio Pierce was the recruiting coordinator at Arizona State when Daniels first went there, so there's a history there.
Right.
I don't know how the Raiders get up to number 2.
That's the question.
But if the Commanders pass, and we're going to talk later about number 3, maybe the Patriots pass at number 3. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
that's where it changes the draft, in my opinion, Mike. This is where I think now with Kevin O'Connell sending a bouquet of flowers to the Crafts and the New England in the trade, I think with New England, who might have been willing to trade at number 3 to get out, now the fact that, Washington messed this up and they might take somebody else now because Jayden Daniels doesn't want to go there, I don't think New England makes a move till draft night now to get a field until what that is. Because now, if Jayden Daniels is there at 3, I don't think the Patriots will trade out. I think they'll take him and they'll go, we got our guy.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
This entire thing.
Yeah.
And this is a point that Pete reminded me of, and I think it's a good point, and I think we've made it in the past. The whole reason that Washington did what it did is because it can, because it's a draft system, because you don't have to recruit your talent at this level. As free agents, yes. As incoming players, the teams hold all the power. If you've got that pick, you decide who's going to be drafted, and you get to say, this is how it's going to be. You don't have to worry about making the player want to play for you. But you still want a potential franchise quarterback to want to play for you. It's why I say a no-trade clause doesn't matter in a veteran quarterback starting level contract, because you want that guy to want to be there, because he's the guy who's showing up early. He's the guy who's staying late. He's the guy who's holding teammates accountable. He's the member of management who's out on the shop floor doing the bidding of the people who run the factory. You want that guy to want it. And you need to make Jayden Daniels, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, whichever of the 4 they take, you need that guy to believe we really want you here and we want you to want to be here, and we are sensitive to that. We're not going to treat you like an interchangeable piece of a football machine, even though you are. We're not going to treat you that way. We're going to treat you in a way that makes you want to take up the flag and be the Commanders quarterback for years to come. And look, I understand Commanders fans. The good news is Daniel Snyder's gone. The unknown news is what's going to happen with new management. One of the things I mentioned on Friday when Chris was in his hammock with a pina colada, well, he was probably sound asleep at the time I said it, Josh Harris, new owner, much more involved than people thought he was going to be. And look, the only explanation that makes any sense for doing the 4-man square dance was that was the day that the owner was available to meet with them. That day. Can't take 4 days. Got 3 3 sports teams and other business interests. I got 1 day. Bring them all in that day. I'll meet with them that day. And if Jayden Daniels was feeling salty that day, and if Josh Harris detected it, it might have made him skew his belief toward somebody else.
Right.
So it's just a weird situation. And I look at it this way. The NFL is a copycat league. Okay? Right? I don't think anybody's going to be copying this.
Nobody is.
I don't think we're going to hear about this next year with the teams with the top picks in the draft. Oh, we got to do the Washington Commanders top golf thing. Oh, that works like a charm. Let's bring in all the top prospects and let's see how they do swinging a club out at the... And that's here. We were talking about this on Friday too. Like, what if the guy's never golfed before? Like, You're trying to create this weird social setting to see how everyone acts. Well, if you're picking an activity that one of the guys is good at and one of the other guys has never even done, that changes everything.
Yeah, I hear you there. No, I hear you there too. I was never a big golfer, and every now and then we'd have like a golfing quarterback outing, and I'd be like, gosh. I mean, I'll go, but I'm not like, I'm going to shoot 100 and something, 105. I wasn't that guy. Right? And I want to always be like, because I feel like my coaches would look at me and go, oh, you don't hit the golf ball that well. I'd be like, I want to be like, hey, mother effer, let's go on the basketball court and watch me just drain threes in your face all day long. I didn't waste my time, silver spoon playing golf growing up. I was in the court hooping. All right? So that used to, yes, but you're right about that. Right? Not all these kids are going to be playing that. I don't even know what to think of how this could have come to be, Mike. There's 2 thoughts, and I don't have inside info on this to how it came to be. I'm with you in your thought that the owner's busy and this was his 1 day, which the first thing I'd raise my hand and go, so what? Find 5 other days. Screw you. That's stupid. Good job starting your organization off drafting a quarterback in a weird note. That's just weird. It is. And again, I don't know. Do they buckle here? Does it matter? Do they, even though they know Jayden Daniels doesn't like them, does that, we've had that happen before. It's not the first time in history we've had a player not kind of want to go somewhere, and the team still drafts them, and it works out. So we'll see where that goes. But, yeah, it's odd. And the Josh Harris thing, certainly, Mike, I'm with you there. Is it that? Or here's the other thing, too, that just comes to my mind. I could see this very much being a Dan Quinn, Pete Carroll type of thing as well. I don't know. Either way, there wasn't enough smart people in that meeting to go, wait, guys, this doesn't make sense. This is a little crazy. I don't really like this. And one, we're not going to really get a feel for the guys in totality and really hunker in on them and know what they're all about. That's where I think you miss out, and you don't get to delve into some nuance with the player, what they know on the chalkboard, what they know up on a walkthrough, all of that. Instead, you're looking how they react after they chip the ball onto the green on the third hole. I don't give a crap about that.
As our friend Big Cat always says, dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. So the dysfunctional thing to do in this instance would be to say, damn the torpedoes, we're taking Jayden Daniels even if he doesn't want to be here. That's the dysfunctional thing. If they truly believe he doesn't want to be there and they have another guy that they think would be acceptable, saying we're just going to take this guy because we can, that's the dysfunctional thing. Will it ultimately work? I don't know, but we are getting closer and closer to guys at the top of the draft exerting their power. And I think the challenge is to not do it in a way that is so obvious that you get a huge blowback from the media and from the fans. I think that's where players are treading lightly. So it has to be more discreet. You have to be careful. You can't anger a fan base and make them hate you with a passion before you've ever even put on a helmet at the NFL
I think
level.
That's
and
why
have
he's
national
being
pundits
subtle about all this.
And there are national voices that will be far less forgiving than we are. I mean, I'm leading the cheers for this. I want someone to do it because I think we need to cross that bridge, just like we crossed the bridge of the top prospects for so-so college football teams not playing in the bowl game. Make a business decision. Everybody else makes business decisions. Why can't the players make business decisions? So, again, there'd be plenty of others that would crap all over Jayden Daniels or any other prospect that tries to overtly get away from a team. That's the balance that Jayden Daniels is trying to strike. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.